Nothing better than a happy hour on a Friday.
Yeah,
Happy hour on Monday, cool, yeah, nice, a good excuse to have a mocktail or cocktail, but a happy hour on a Friday, Wednesday, hump day. Friday's got it going on because you got
your
Saturday.
hair's got it going on right now. I love that. Your hair looks amazing.
It's really actually a mess. I'm just trying to kind of
That's
spruce
great.
up a little bit. We got our hot list shirts on. We're ready for Friday in the
Hot
fast
list.
lane. We've got
That might be a little too
our
small.
judgment our Judgment Tree Brandy. They are out at Sugar Creek Winery. They have their own distillery. And in our cheers glass today, and our cheers candle is all lit up. We're ready for the Friday show. They make that right out there at Sugar Creek. Did I say Sugar Tree? I might have
Sugar
accidentally.
Creek.
It's Sugar Creek Winery.
Judgment Tree.
That's why I
Sugar
put
Creek.
Judgment Tree and Sugar Creek in one sentence
Chris.
and came up with
Yes.
Sugar Tree. Great, great people out there. If you haven't been there,
Sugar
gorgeous
Creek.
view. Sugar
Sugar
Creek. You just put sugar.
It's Sugar Tree,
No.
Judgment Creek. No, we're getting it all wrong.
Putting the two all
It's
together.
Judgment Tree at Sugar Creek
Yeah.
Winery. They do their own distillery out there with the
Right.
the,
What is the back of our in your city? What's the back of our show t-shirt saying? In your city has our
really, you've had us.
I know, but I never
In your
I looked
city
at the back
show.
of it. So our city lifestyle magazines, of
Sure,
course.
I just enjoyed that.
Right, that was a fun
If
side of my
you're
butt.
listening on air, you might want to watch.
And that's true. You can watch at luinfo.com.
Sounded like John Carney on now.
Oh, John, he's so sweet.
We love John.
So luinfo.com on demand 24/7, of course, on the dial at KLIS, the new Lou
Did
information
you just say
station.
dial? Is it a dial anymore? Do we have dials? Remember, the dial you used to
Yeah.
have to turn the dial.
Some cars.
And
Mine has a dial still.
yeah, I guess
mean,
it does.
Yeah, it still has a dial. You can do all kinds of things to change the radio station. But
I guess
before
you're right.
we get going, I know I mentioned, if you're a faithful listener, of course, sadly, I lost my brother, which,
Yeah.
as anybody knows, when people, family, close friends, it seems like you get to an age where, things are happening. He's way too young to pass away, that's for sure. But, when someone thinks you, Brian and Debbie brought dinner over, which was a night that was really rough and tired. If you have someone close to you or someone that you know when they're going through something, when you bring them over a good meal, and you don't realize how far that goes because you're stressed. You're stressed anyway from life itself and working. And even though you lose somebody you love, you still have to continue working, taking care of your kids or animals or things that you have while you're grieving and going through something. And Hearth and Soul, they are one of our advertisers in our Clayton City Lifestyle magazine, and it was so thoughtful. They carry my children's book, and Susie's actually going to be in my anthology, my book that I'm doing. And they said, "Oh, could you come by? We've got a little something for you." And I didn't know what that meant. And so Gordon actually had stopped by because I was already gone from another appointment. But this beautiful candle that says Soul, and it smells lovely. Oh my gosh, it smells amazing. They wrote a beautiful little note, thinking of me during this time. Their heart goes. I mean, these are people that we've come to know over the years of being in our magazine. There's Susie. She was on the cover of our magazine, our May Women's issue. Such Susie Transo Bush, just an incredible businesswoman and such a kind heart, and Anna and her team there. And then chocolate, because they carry everything in their store. I mean, it's like walking into an amazing home filled with stuff, but this Himalayan salt, we'll need to open this and try this chocolate on air today. So we'll do that. But a spray that's supposed to help relax you, some lotion and lip balm. And I mean, I felt like I was going to cry when I opened it because it's just such a sweet and thoughtful thing to think of somebody. And
here's their store.
There's their store. Isn't it beautiful? It's gorgeous. They got some great events that are coming up. They have a lot of authors. They actually had a book signing with me. They've got the Fly on the Wall that's coming up. The Wellness Wednesday. I'm going to go. There's going to be a panel with a doctor. They do so many great. That one right there, if you have a dog and you want to be part of their photo contest and win, you can bring your dog in to their location, which the date is Sunday, August 24th. So that's coming up, 12 to 5 p.m. Stop in with your furry baby. get its picture taken, and for a chance to win. Does it say what they're winning? As there's a grand prize, but it doesn't actually say. So I'm sure if it's anything from Hearth and Soul, you're going to be happy. So definitely, you think
Then
you have the
every
cutest
Saturday
picture.
from 10 to 6, they have Sip and Shop Saturdays.
Yeah, fun stuff. Always something
I
going
want to do
on.
this.
What is it?
Wednesday is open play. This is getting so popular. I can't even
What
say
is
it. It's
it?
that Mahjong or something, that game. It's like the little tiles.
So I just heard about this game for the first time. We play games. I don't know if you have friends that you have game night and cocktails with.
They do it every
But
Wednesday, so we're going to have to go to one.
okay,
Well, 12:30 p.m. We can do that.
we can do that on a
We can
Wednesday.
take off work.
So this game is like hitting the world by storm. It was on the Today Show. I had never heard of it. Dion, they're faithful game players. They never heard of it. So there's a skill to play, but you just need 4 people. It's best to have 4 people. So you could have a few tables maybe if you have more people over and have, 4 people playing. But it sounds incredible. It started, I guess, over in, I don't know if it's Asia.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, and so the tiles in that, of course, are not American, but they have the American version that has come, and it is like super popular right now. So we'll have to definitely check that out. So I was, how many times don't you hate when you go, so I'm getting so excited about what I'm talking to. Comes out or so comes out. But Hulk Hogan, of course, recently passed. They are starting a new series that's on Hulu. There's been one episode that just hit, I think, today. It's on today. It's the real Hulk Hogan. Did you know what his real name is?
No.
Terry is his real name.
Terry?
Gene.
I would have changed it too.
Yeah.
Not that he had two people.
Gene is his middle name.
He doesn't look like a Terry.
It's I spelled the same way. I'm after my dad, so I'm Gene. Hulk Hogan's middle name is Gene, just like mine, so we're twins. And then Bollea, Bollea is his last name. So Terry Gene Bollea is his real name.
Bollea's not a very good wrestler.
Bollea, that could have kind of been Big Bad and Bollea.
No, because the other wrestlers would have gone, Olay, Olay. They would have given him a hard time.
But we're used to him as Hulk Hogan. That's what stands out to us. But I mean, he was hugely popular here in St. Louis, not to mention everywhere else. But it's a look back on how Hulk Hogan changed professional wrestling and became one of the biggest icons in America. And you know that something that made him a star was actually someone who disliked him for a while. And we all, of course, know Andre the Giant.
Andre the Giant, yep.
Well, he didn't like him very much, but he started kind of getting into him, started appreciating him, finding a little respect. And WrestleMania 3, the Andre the Giant said, how would he talk? Hulk Hogan. How would that voice be? He said, I want you to slam me at WrestleMania 3. Take me down. Hulk Hogan was they of course arranged that to happen. And that is when he became a mega star, is when the Giant let him take him down and slam him to the ground. That's something. And then cool. They became very close friends, of course, after that. But so there's one episode, season 1 is on, there is a season, and episode 1 is played. So you can.
Episode 1's already played?
Today. It's out, right?
Well, they didn't waste any time, did they?
I know. Well, that's how it happens, right? I'm sure there's all kinds of stories that come out. He's a legend, with wrestling, and what a perfect time, because people are sad or, that really followed him or fans of him. They got a piece of him now. They can, watch a little bit about that. But, we were kind of talking about sports players and things like that, and how we feel. And I thought, is it my age? Is that's what making me not so, I'm watching Travis Kelce or the Chiefs, which I love because obviously they're affiliated with the Missouri, but the love affair with Taylor Swift. Not that I'm a Swiftie girl, but she's very talented.
You like the story, the love story.
Yeah, well, but her music, she is talented. She's a billionaire and she did it herself. She manages her own business, and she's fought tooth and nail from some things that she went through. I'm not a big, count the times that she comes out during the Chiefs game, which she's made the NFL a lot of money by being at his game.
I'm sure they like her.
But she loved being there because they really, when you see them in their little videos or whatever it is, you can see the real connection. And I'm sure his family is wildly hilarious to be around by watching his brother and Travis together, the camaraderie
Jason,
that they have. But I don't feel like I know sports players anymore. When I was a
No.
kid, I was not a, I was a cheerleader in high school and I couldn't tell you the thing about football, but I knew the legends. I heard of Terry Bradshaw. I knew people, Ozzie Smith, which I know he's from St. Louis, and Willie McGee, and these people, the Fridge, Chicago Bears, right? Is that the right name? The
Yeah.
Fridge was named as.
William
I
Refrigerator Perry.
I wasn't heavily a sports fan where I knew everything about it, but I knew these players. Is it because there were only so many channels and it was on and news was only a certain time of the day? So when you heard it, it stayed with you. Now we're just so inundated with so much. Maybe we can't get attached to a player or like you were saying, there's so many apps on television, like to watch anything. And sometimes you can't even watch a game
That's the
if you
problem
don't
I
have that
have.
app.
I have a problem with that. I have a problem with the fact that sports and local sports owners have taken us out of the game because some people can't afford all these different apps to watch,
Right.
right? It's like this year with Cardinal baseball. Do you know I have not watched one single game this year? I used to watch 50,
It's too hard
50
to
a year,
find them.
but I don't watch them anymore.
You can't
I don't
find
watch
them.
them because they want me to pay to watch something that I shouldn't have to pay to watch on TV. It used to be Channel 11, you could watch every game or what they had them on, but now it's like not only that, I don't like the fact that they get you to buy an app to watch the game, right? Like FanDuel it is this year, and it changes every year.
So you
It's
can't,
like
you don't know
whoever
where to
pays the
go.
most money gets it, and then they get to, you could watch them on that station. But what I don't like is the fact that, okay, I bought the app. I get to watch the Cardinal games. They did it with the Chiefs last year. I get to watch the Chiefs, right? I'm watching the Chiefs. Well, guess what? This one game, they did it with Albert Pujols. When Albert Pujols last year, I keep kind of flying around here, but they did it with Albert Pujols, and when he was trying to hit his 700th home run or something like that,
Switch
and
the
it was like
channels.
they put it on they put it on Apple. And you
That's
had to go, now
not
you had to
everybody
go
has
to Apple
Apple.
and pay for it to
Yeah.
watch it. And some people miss that. And you're taking people away from the game, the love of the game. It's making it where people can't have love for the
Well, what
game.
about the boxing match, which we're not boxing fans, but we watch it because was that Mike Tyson or whatever when that was on the
Yeah.
ridiculous Mike
Jake
Tyson
Paul,
fight?
Mike Tyson.
And they put on Netflix. Well, Netflix couldn't hold it. It was breaking down the entire time and
Yeah, they
going
weren't
off.
even ready
You were
for
having
it.
to turn it on your phone, trying to keep up and watch it. We're like, what the heck is going on?
And the two goofball lawyers who paid $2 million to have lounge chairs
Yeah.
in front of something that was nothing more than a wrestling match.
Yeah,
You know
good
what I
for
mean?
them,
It was
right?
nothing against wrestling, but I mean, the fight was fixed. I mean, it
Yeah.
was fake. It was
It
nobody
was
was
sad
really.
because nobody was really,
Right.
uh,
They're
working the
ruining
way they.
they're ruining sports for us. The almighty dollar is ruining sports for
Yeah, it's just
the true fan.
it's not the same. It really isn't. It's not the same. I don't feel like I know the players like I used to. I don't think the players. I can't say that for all of them. That would be
I
unfair to
can't tell
group
you.
them
I can
all.
tell you Newt Bar. I can tell you, I can tell you maybe 5 players, or Nolan Arenado, but I can tell you in the '82 World Series,
Everyone
I
that
can name
played.
the whole team.
Yeah.
Tom Pagnazzi of all people. Who's going to remember Tom Pagnazzi? Keith Hernandez, Terry Pendleton, Tom Herr, Ozzie Smith, uh, Tito Landrum. Where does that come from? I mean, Tito Landrum wasn't a big star, but I remember him.
Well, but the difference is too, even the players, I feel like now the players are in a different level of even mindset, the way they connect with the fans. Some of them don't even want to
Danny
talk.
Cox used to come out and see me sing in bands back in the '80s.
Well, they connected. They didn't mind giving autographs. They didn't mind stopping with the kids. It just seemed like it was more hometown community. Where now they're so big, like you were saying, they're given so much before their career even begins. They become these instant millionaires. They have everything. They come like too cool for school. I feel
I
like.
always love the one thing I do love about the NFL draft is that you can tell how genuine some of the kids are and how well they've been brought up.
Yeah.
Just by the way they talk when they get interviewed, and it's crazy. And then you hear the ones that have, like you said, lived on a silver platter. Some of them, and it's just like you just want to, Deion Sanders, his son. It's like I just want him to shut up.
Well, you see that he didn't even get picked.
No, I mean, and a lot of owners did that on purpose. And I know we're talking about sports and everything, but I mean, it was like I just want him to shut up.
Yeah.
Don't tell me how great you are. Show me how great you are.
The sports was what was that baseball? Hot dogs, apple pie. It was just one of those things that felt hometown. It's what you knew. It's what you did. And I feel kind of sad that I don't really have that same hometown vibe that feel. I still love sports. I love that we have baseball. I love that we have the Cardinals. I hope that one day that the managers can love the team as well to put some effort into it.
And that's why so many
Cardinals are everything.
And that's why so many people like the Green Bay Packers. They're owned by the fans.
Yeah.
And that's cool.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, you can't. I mean, you have to like get willed into getting the tickets and that. But
the almighty dollar has ruined sports.
Yeah, and the Cardinals is an all-time favorite. How many 11 World Series champion? I mean, how can they let that go?
And you know me, this year, I don't know if it's because we're so busy, but it's like I would be watching every preseason game right now.
Yeah.
I haven't watched one.
You have that stupid channel. I don't know what guys you have out there. The channel that
she hates the red.
I just get into it because
the
they're scoring a touchdown. I'm like, look at this game, and then bam, it's gone.
Okay,
I'm like,
the red
what
zone
just happened?
The red zone channel was made for fantasy players. Fantasy football players love the red zone channel because you want to see who's scoring.
You know what? I think that ruins football because you're not being a true fan and watching the entire game in its entirety and being a fan. You know what else you're terrible at? Let me tell you this. You are watching a game. This is This is the fan here. As soon as they start losing and they're doing a poor job, he just got to turn it off. It makes him so mad. He turns it off. That is so unfair. That's not being a true fan.
It is a true fan. I had a hard time watching the Blues this last playoff game because I was like,
you need to stick in there and you need to listen and watch that game. Be a diehard fan.
I think every Blues player is still hurting from that game. I think we're all still a little in shell shock.
You're just turning it off the minute that, I think that's so unfair. But, well, you know what we got to do? We got to make sure that actually what we need to do is we need to hear from Marcus Theaters and find out what the movies are for the weekend, the blockbusters and what's coming to town. So let's take a peek at that and we'll be right back.
Hello everyone, Ian here, and welcome back to another episode of the Marcus Recap. Starting with the box office result, at number 1 is Weapons with $42.5 million. In second, Freakier Friday with $29 million. In third, Fantastic Four First Steps with $15.5 million. In fourth, The Bad Guys 2 with $10.4 million. And in fifth, The Naked Gun with $8.4 million. Fathom, 11th and 12th, as part of Studio Ghibli Fest, you can catch Grave of the Fireflies. On the 14th, it's time for Riff Tracks, Time Cop. And on the 15th through 17th, you can join us for the 30th anniversary of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Monday is the next Marcus mystery movie. While this is not a horror release, it is R-rated. The 13th through the 15th, God help us, Shin Godzilla returns in 4K. And finally, 2 new releases to look forward to. First, Witchboard from Chuck Russell, director of Nightmare on Elm Street 3 and The Mask, and Nobody 2. This has been Ian with this week's edition of The Recap.
Thanks, Marcus Theaters. We appreciate knowing what the blockbusters are and what's coming this weekend. So grab your popcorn, enjoy a movie at Marcus Theaters this weekend. We're going to take it to a break, though. Short break, of course, and then we're going to be back with more fun. We've got some great things coming up on Friday in the Fast Lane. I hope you have your mocktail or your cocktail and enjoying some time with us here on the In Your City show here at the Lou Information Station. Of course, you can go to louinfo.com and watch us, actually, if you're not on the radio at 590, the new KLIS.
You say us? There's us.
There's us. There we are. So I've been dying to try this. So this is the Himalayan dark chocolate bar from Hearth and Soul. So let's give it a little shot here. Actually, all right, let's see.
What do you got? What is it, the Himalayan chocolate?
Yeah, Himalayan salt. Dark chocolate. Oh my gosh. It's absolutely amazing. What do they say? Chocolate is better than, is it? Is it better than? No. Okay. All right. Well, guess what? Speaking of chocolate, women die for chocolate, especially around some of those times, especially later on when those hormones are crazy. Gordon just craves chocolate because it's like he thinks
men need chocolate when the women are crazy.
Maybe that's what it is.
And we eat it in the garage.
Let's hear what Dodie and Laurie have to say with SheBang because they're all about growing old gracefully. Feeling better. I'm going to have some more chocolate while we listen.
Hi, welcome to Fast Track Fridays. I'm Laurie.
And I'm Dodie.
And this is where we talk about all things health, wellness, midlife, because we are two ladies who are
going through all of it.
Yeah.
And just disclaimer, we are not doctors. We are strictly talking from experience and what we're going through and what we have gone through.
And today we want to talk about endocrine disruptors
yeah.
and what they are and how to find them and how to find out if the products that you're using every day have them. What has happened for us is as we've dug into different products, we've found that there are a lot of really crappy ingredients in products that we are putting on our bodies every single day, unfortunately.
Yeah, and one thing that midlife has actually taught us is our awareness is heightened way beyond it's ever been in our entire life, which means we actually read the labels now. Okay?
Yeah, you got to do your research because guess what? When I was 22 and going to well, probably not actually, but I do remember going to Bath and Body Works and buying the most obnoxious smelling that or Victoria's Secret,
The Body Shop.
Or the Body Shop. And everything, of course you'd go in there and you'd smell the different lotions and you'd spray 20 different scents on your body and you'd walk out of there smelling like a freaking tart. I don't even know.
A tart.
Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah, it was really bad.
And I had no idea. that was messing up my hormones.
Well,
so
think
then
about all the years that we've been putting this on our bodies and it's that chaos has been building up.
Yeah.
And now in midlife, we're learning to try to undo it as much as possible.
And it's so much harder to undo the damage. So if you can just be conscious and aware of what you're putting on your body. So the main thing is read
the labels.
Read the labels.
Yeah. I'm not I know my friends get irritated with me now because they'll show me a product and the first thing I say is like, let me see the label. And they're like, oh God, Dodie. But it's true. Read the label. If you can't pronounce it, I'm not saying don't use it if you can't pronounce it. We're not. But Google it. Research it, find out exactly what it is, find out what it does and what else is it used in. If it's used in a jet engine, I'm not putting it on my body.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Well, and what we're looking for parabens.
Yeah.
We're
phthalates.
looking for phthalates. It's spelled with a PH, but it's pronounced phthalates. And we're looking for things that are known endocrine disruptors because what they do is they mimic estrogen in the body.
Synthetic fragrances. Yes.
If it says natural, that's greenwashing, and that's a company's way of trying to make something.
Right. And there's no regulation on doing that.
There's no regulation.
Yeah, there's zero regulation of putting natural or even green on the label.
Right. And also natural flavorings. I know we're talking about what we're putting on our skin, but you have to look for natural flavorings in your food too. All of those things can really, really disrupt
that
your
could be a
hormones.
whole nother month of episodes right there.
Yeah.
Just the food in general.
Which
I will tell you that now, and maybe it's my age, but I hate to name it, but if I walk into Victoria's Secret, I can't stay in there very long.
Oh, or if you go into someone's house and they have a Glade plug in
Oh,
it.
don't.
Or also, I mean, I know we're talking about lotions and body products, but
it's fake
also
fragrance.
your detergent.
Yeah.
Fake fragrance. If it smells really strong, and to me now it even smells very heavy chemical.
If your eyes start watering or you start having trouble breathing, don't put it on your body.
Yeah, it's just going to mess with your system.
Yeah, and it might be for other people, but we are so conscious now about what is in our products. And I will say that even though we have a lot of years to undo of the chemicals that we've inflicted our body with, but I feel better.
Oh, I feel a million times better.
I know it's not 100%, but my skin looks way better. And I'll be transparent. I smoked 2 packs a day for 35 years. So you add cigarette chemicals, alcohol, that was 6 days a week, not proud. And then you add all of the other chemicals in our products. Yeah. My body was going through hell.
Yeah, and it's no wonder when you hit your 40s and your 50s and you are completely depleted and you have no energy and your body feels like the spark is gone. I mean, it's no wonder.
Right. So the midlife, even go to the hormone thing. It's not about just getting on HRT or anything like that. You have to detox all these years from your body. You have to detox all of that along with the right HRT or whatever you need to do to balance it out.
Products,
whatever natural products
but
you do.
Starting small, starting with your deodorant, starting with your lotion, starting with your moisturizer, your body washes, your cleaning products. Those things are going to make a big difference in the way you feel.
Yeah.
So, and that's why we created SheBang. We wanted to be a resource for women who are looking for clean, hormone-friendly products that don't cause more havoc in your system.
Right. We're not just about products. We're about an entire just shifting your mind and your lifestyle basically and how you've lived in the past to something new and cleaner.
Yeah. And if you want to learn more about us, you can find us at getshebang.com or you can join our community on Instagram. It's SheBang Menopause on Instagram and we'd love to have you over there.
Yep. There's always room for more.
Thanks for being here. We'll see you next Friday.
On our next Fast Track Friday. Bye.
Bye.
All right. had some chocolate while I was watching SheBang. And now I'm going to go ahead and take you inside St. Louis Closet Co. because with them, your life is going to go from chaos to clarity, chaos to calm. Jennifer Williams, St. Louis Closet Co. is the place to go if you want to organize your home. I don't care if it's a small pantry, if it's a closet, a small one, or maybe it's huge. Maybe it's your business. Maybe it's your kitchen, your mudroom, your garage, whatever it might be. You think of it, she can help you organize it. And man, what a feeling that is to be able to walk into your closet, walk into your pantry or kitchen and be able to find things with ease. I truly, after getting my closet done, getting dressed, as long as, of course, I don't get mad at an outfit and throw it on the floor. You need to stay there. You don't belong to be on a hanger or on a shelf. Seriously, when your closet or that room becomes organized, you're just able to see things so much better. There were clothes I didn't know I had that I'm wearing. I actually talked about a skirt that I wore to work that I hadn't worn in like 15 years that it's still in style. It's amazing, some of your clothes. You don't want to get rid of it. And I didn't even know I had it because I couldn't find it. So the great thing about St. Louis Closet Co. is they do everything on site. It's locally manufactured. And that's what makes it so exciting to be able to know that you're not waiting for something to come in from China. They are doing it right there, making it happen, bringing it to your home and getting it taken care of. So check it out. Go to St. Louis Closet Co. Say hello to Jennifer, to her team, and change the way you're living.
Yes. And speaking of closets, so now we're going to take you
The world of fashion.
to the world of fashion. We're going to get you out of the closet, onto the runway. And we're going to talk a little bit about fashion. And Audra's going to tell us everything we need to know about that this week.
Let's take a peek at Audra Harrold.
Hello, I'm Audra Harrold. I'm the co-founder and executive director of STL Fashion Alliance. We are a nonprofit here in St. Louis that supports local fashion professionals and students. And I'm here today with Connie Bourgeois of Conjetta Designs, and I am so excited to talk to you today. Her business is a production powerhouse here in St. Louis, so we're going to learn a little bit more about what she does. So why don't we start from the beginning? Tell us a little bit more about how you got into fashion and just kind of how we got to be sitting here today.
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you for inviting me to do this. I'm very happy to be here. So I, as a little girl, was always very creative and was interested in fashion at a young age, you know, doing the typical paper dolls and like making Barbie clothes and, you know, all of that stuff. But, you know, once I got a little older and realized that you could actually go to college and get a degree in fashion, I knew that's what I had to do. So I went to Stevens College here in Missouri, in Columbia, and I got a great fashion education. I graduated with a degree in fine art and fashion design and product development with a minor in marketing, which marketing is very different now than it was back then. But from there, I graduated from college, and it was in the middle of a recession. So there really weren't many fashion jobs, especially here in St. Louis. So I, you know, did the bartending thing, nannying, whatever odd jobs I could find, and was still working on my senior collection, expanding it after college. And so I launched a brand. I knew how to sew, I knew how to design. But, you know, in hindsight, I really struggled because I didn't know how to, you know, I didn't know how to manufacture and to actually scale and have a business where you're not in your basement, you know, at a sewing machine 8 hours a day, which isn't realistic if you want to be able to create a sustainable income for yourself. You have to, you know, be out there marketing and selling your products and getting in front of customers. And so, you know, long story short, learned a lot of lessons. I have a great understanding of what new designers are dealing with because I was there myself. But I did eventually get a job with a company. So I worked in fashion here in St. Louis for various companies for over 15 years. And then I ended up launching Conjetta Designs, and we support new designers. We support businesses, retailers, stores, boutiques, anyone, you know, related to fashion or not.
Wonderful. Well, you talk about new designers, and, you know, that's something that, you know, I know you work with designers, whether they're brand new or have been around the block a little bit. Can you share us a little bit? Let's say I'm a brand new designer and I want to get into the business. I'm not really sure how, and maybe I don't come from a formal traditional background, but I have, something that I want to see go from my head to on people's bodies. So can you kind of share a little bit about that experience?
Of course. We work with lots of new designers who've never launched a product, who didn't go to design school. Oftentimes they don't even consider themselves designers. I have to teach them, no, you are a designer. You came up with an idea for a piece of clothing. You're a fashion designer now. But anyway, we kind of start that process with really diving into what is their vision and who do they see wearing their vision and who is that customer? What is their lifestyle? What are their demographics? So we'll do a deep dive into both their brand and their customer. And then we will typically start with a design process so that we get their ideas out of their head and onto paper. And from there, we'll, collaboratively figure out, okay, what do we want to move forward with, product development, manufacturing. And meanwhile, I'm, guiding them through the business side, because that's where a lot of designers struggle, like I did myself many years ago, of, really understanding the full business spectrum, and the marketing has to sustain the production that you're doing, and the design has to work for the customer, not just their style, but their budget. So we'll work together to make sure all those pieces fit together so that they can have a sustainable, scalable business.
Yeah, and that is important, that the whole, business side of fashion. That's something that, as creatives, we just want to create. And, that's the fun part of the business, right? And I love the fact that you support the whole process, including the business side, and making sure that you're checking all the boxes from that side as well.
Absolutely. I mean, the business side can really be all consuming. So we do try to take some of those less fun, less creative, behind the scenes stuff off of their plate so that they can continue to, create and plan their next collection.
And do what they're supposed to do, right?
Precisely.
What they love to do.
Exactly.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, I want to talk about, switching gears a little bit. I know that you work with companies and businesses that have nothing to do with apparel, which I think is interesting. It's a totally different, there's I don't want to say no understanding, but obviously less understanding. They know the business side of things, but maybe not apparel at all. So, small businesses like breweries and, fitness studios and things like that want to have their brand out there, but they're not in apparel. Talk to me a little bit more about that.
Yes, I love working with those kinds of businesses. First of all, I'm a huge advocate for entrepreneurship, and I love, meeting other business owners and kind of learning about how they got to where they are. And one thing that they all have in common, the ones that we typically work with, aesthetics are very important to them. And so they've spent a great deal of energy and effort making sure that their business has a look and a feel and a culture. And that's why they're successful. That's why people keep coming to their brewery instead of another one. So we really dive into that of what's working, what makes their business stand out, what makes it special. And we create product assortments that their customers are really excited about. So it's not your typical, logo screen printed t-shirt, because we've all got more than those than we need. So we really focus on unique custom products that are a little bit unexpected. It's not the same thing you're going to find at every business that has merch. So we really try to elevate that and align it with their customers. And we also support those business owners throughout the selling season of these products. One thing we've noticed is they are an expert at something. Brewery, great example. They know how to brew great beer.
Right.
They don't really know exactly how to sell apparel. So we support them through, marketing of that apparel, photo shoots. We'll even come into their space and do a setup and visual merchandising so that when people come in, they see that product. And so it really creates a passive revenue stream for them that's on brand. It's, aesthetically in line with their business, and it's complementary to what they're doing.
Yeah. Well, I think too, there's no better compliment than seeing someone out there, holding your product, drinking your beer and then wearing your brand too at the same time. And then also, they're walking billboards, it's like your brand is out there everywhere.
Precisely.
So is there anything else you want to share just about that piece of it? Like, how does someone, let's say I own a brewery, because I'm like putting it out there, maybe, or a winery. That's probably more my cup of tea.
Right.
But how do I get started? Like, do I just call you? What's the best way to, what's the process? And about how long does it take? Is this something that, if it's Christmas is coming up, or, the holidays are coming up, like, can I have something in time for the holidays, or is it more like next year?
Great question. So first of all, to work with us, all you have to do is call me or email me or Instagram me or LinkedIn me. I'm pretty much on all the platforms. Yeah, and I know a lot of people, so we may have someone in common, or they could reach out to you. But yeah, just Connie at ConjettaDesigns.com. Just shoot me an email, and I would love to, work with more local businesses. So the time, it kind of depends on what types of products that we're creating. Some products are a faster production time than others. But typically for our first collection together, I do like to have a little bit more time so that we can really dive into their brand. We can really, spend time understanding their customer, and we create some initial assets that will then carry through future developments. So we create their brand package, their hang tags, their woven labels. So all of the products are truly branded for them from top to bottom.
Wonderful.
But just typical scenario, the first collection can take about 3 to 4 months. Again, depending on what it is, because we are fully custom. And then longest case scenario would probably be 5 or 6 months. But we do try to work in advance of the season. But once we're in a groove, we can, kind of release new things pretty quickly.
Wonderful. Well, again, I'm Audra Harrold, STL Fashion Alliance. I'm here with Connie with Conjetta Designs. Thank you so much for your time today. This was really, I learned a lot about what you do here, and the fact that, I don't have to be in apparel to work with you.
No, definitely not. And I appreciate you inviting me to do this. It was a lot of fun. And I hope to meet some other local businesses and maybe help them launch some cool products.
Sounds great. Thank you.
Well, thanks, Audra, very much for all of that fashion. I like fashion. I'm a guy. I like fashion.
Yeah, but you're a chick in a guy's body.
I'm a chick in a guy's body. But anyway, you know what? Steven Tyler once said, you can't believe, you've heard me say it before, but Steven Tyler said in an awards saying, you can't believe how expensive it is to look this cheap. So let's see how many guys are wearing those expensive, cheap outfits. Cat Mues, take us to what's happening this week in the music scene around St. Louis. Take it away, Cat.
Thanks, Kelly and Gordon, and here's what's going on this weekend in music. Friday, start off your weekend right with Grand Illusion, a tribute to Styx at Chesterfield Amphitheater. Case 44 will be at Moonshine Blues Bar. Phil X and the Drills are doing a free live show and signing at Joe's Records. Swing by and show them some love. Infringement will be at the 8th annual Laid Back on I-55 Truck Show in Perryville, Town Square. And Rumble Strip will be at Salvatore's. Right next door, Lonesome Whistle Band will be at Rebar. The Steve Ewing Duo will be at LaChance Vineyards in Kimmswick. And the Fry Project will be at Silver Creek in Belle Vegas. Bad Habit will be at Westport Social. And Magic Man, the Music of Heart, will be at Defiance Ridge Vineyards. Super Jam will be rocking Eckert's Cider Shed. And Decades Apart will be at BS Bar and Grill. Stone Devil will be at Charlotte Pub, where all of the best musicians play and the music matters. And Every Little Thing will be at St. Charles Music House. Saturday, Cottonwood Gunners will be at 9 Mile Garden at 11 a.m. And stick around because Infringement takes the stage at 6:30. Cole Allen Band will be at the National Blues Museum. And Two for Flinching will be at Rebar. And Common Ground will be at Salvatore's in St. Charles. Decades Apart will be at Kenny's and Barnhart. And Rock Inc. will be at Borghetti's. Dirty Money will be at KT's Saloon. And Extremely Unplugged will be at Tapatio Mexican Restaurant. Bad Decisions debuts at Piccadilly Par 1. And Foreplay will be at Longshots Tiki Bar. Dr. Trevegas will be playing music under the stars at St. Ferdinand Park. I hope to see you there. And Hush 5.0 will be at St. Charles Music House. Money Shot will be at Charlotte Pub, where all the best musicians play. After Midnight will be at Nancy's Night Shift. And Hallenbach will be at Hideout Sports Bar. Sunday Fun Day. St. Louis sweetheart Jen Norman will be in the Garden at Hummel's on Broadway. And the Hula Poppers will be at Longshots Tiki Bar. Copper Rain will be at St. Charles Music House. And Rogers and Niehaus will be at Silver Creek in Belle Vegas. Music is better. Thank you for supporting our artists and venues. Check out STL Roar Monday nights from 7 to 9 and have a safe week, St. Louis.
Thanks, Kat. It's always awesome to know what's going on locally with all the bands, and get out there. We love going to places, and sometimes we're pleasantly surprised when we walk in and like, hey, and we know the people playing. So it's always fun. They're always going, Gordon, get up there and sing with us. And he's like, no, man, it's all about you.
It is all about them.
He doesn't realize how hot he looks when he's up there singing.
You know, I was down yesterday driving down on Main Street in St. Charles, and they are already getting everything ready to go for
Festival of the
Little Hills. Yeah,
that is a great event. Let's see, that's going to be going on Saturday 9 to 10, Sunday 9 to 4, and there's just everything that you can imagine down there. What does it mention any of the music?
It's August 15th, 16th, and 17th.
So it's Friday night it starts.
Yes.
Okay. I just had to set
shuttle locations from Deshen High School, St. Charles West High School, and EPC Executive Personal Computers and Just Storage. You can get shuttles down there, so that would be maybe a great thing to do instead of trying to find a place to park.
Yeah, that's true.
Or
And they have a lot of streets.
Drive our golf cart down there.
That's true. There are our bikes.
Yeah,
there is their golf cart. You don't have to. Well, we don't really have to pedal. We have the bikes with us. That's what happens.
Thanks to Juice Wheels.
Thanks to Juice Wheels, right? So the Festival of Little Hills. Clayton has the Taste of St. Louis going on. Did you know that?
No, but I'm glad because. Did they get rid of it for a year?
It was I think after COVID it may have stopped for a while and it's getting back on track. So it's on Central Avenue, 11 to 10 on Saturday, 11 to 6 on Sunday. Hopefully I haven't missed any times there. Of course, food, artesian market. It's free to attend and shop to your little heart's desire with all the great booths in it that they have going on. What else do you have?
Well, St. Louis Region City and nearby, around us, everywhere close to us is the Gateway Dragon Boat Festival. So, now,
Into that.
It's in Creve Coeur Lake. It is Saturday, August 16th from 8:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. It's family-friendly races, cultural performances, food trucks, arts and crafts. There's a lot going on.
Yeah, got the Brew Arts Festival. That's Saturday. That's showcasing beer tasting on Cherokee Street, art, gallery, live music, and more.
And then Tacos and Tequila Festival. There we go.
Oh, we've got a lot of
Saturday, August
that
16th
event.
at the Car Shield Field. Tacos, tequila, tunes, and vibes.
Mm-hmm. All right, and then let's see. You've got live music performances. Nicholas Brooks tribute
to Sammy Davis Jr. That's going to be kind of cool, yeah.
And then there's Cardinals baseball game.
All-spring concert, Cardinals baseball game.
Saturday and Sunday, both playing.
Yeah.
We've not been to a game this year.
We've not been. We talked about that.
It's really terrible. Let's see. What else? Did we miss anything else that's going on this weekend?
No, I think
that we've got
happening? I think that's it. Oh, you know what? We have Brantley Gilbert. Check out Brantley Gilbert. It's the Brantley Gilbert at the factory.
Wow, look at those.
The tattoo. It's the tattoo tour.
It's like he's wearing a shirt.
I know. Look at that.
Yeah, at least he's built good.
I was going to say, I'm telling you to look at him, Kelly. It's like, how do you like that?
He's got those pecs all padded up.
And then here's something else that's coming up. Check this out. Does this look haunted?
That looks extremely haunted. What is that?
What about this one?
Ooh, very haunted.
What about this one?
That
doesn't look too haunted, but guess what? It's the Spirits of Soulard inaugural neighborhood ghost tour.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Tickets go on sale right now. Tickets are on sale. And it is for September 27th, so get those tickets. Adults 18 plus explore Soulard's most haunted spots. Tour starts at 5 p.m. From Pieces Board Game Bar and Restaurant.
That sounds fun.
It's a 2-hour, 10-block walking tour, 5 spooky stops. Hear chilling tales from residents about paranormal encounters. There's only 100 tickets available, and they're $40 each, so make sure you get the tickets. All the tickets and info are at the Soulard Restoration Group website.
You love haunted stuff.
I do.
Remember when you took that picture? It was you, right? We were down at St. Charles. We were in front of that little house that is on the haunted tour on St. Charles Main Street.
It was like a little ferry with wings.
Yes, it was absolutely crazy.
There's a little church back there.
Yes.
A little wooden church that's been there for a long time.
And I know we sound crazy, but what we could not believe what we saw in the picture, and we kept blowing it up. We were both there. We were taking pictures. We weren't on the haunted tour, but it is one of the places that's on.
It was almost like Tinkerbell.
It was.
It was like if Tinkerbell was
crazy saying it
I
out loud,
know.
but it's really, really true. It was. And Gordon had this in his old house before he sold it. He was taking video of the rooms, and weird things always in fact, I didn't like to be alone in your old house. It was kind of just that creepy feel. And the room upstairs, which you turned into an office, but it was your son's room back when you were with your family there, and you were taking video, and there were all of those Vicky Main. We'll have to. That's what we've got to do. We got to get a psychic back. Like, we used to always
Yes,
have psychics on the
psychics
show,
on.
which is
That
so
was
fun.
fun.
People would call in and then get their, fortune or future told, I guess, or whatever it was. But they actually told my future about you. So it's
Yes.
kind of Cynthia Faye did, and so did Vicky Main. Both said the same thing. But that room, when we looked at the video, which of course the psychic said that they were orbs, literally orbs, flying through the air. So I mean, you could see them. It was not dust. Some people thought maybe it was dust, and it was not dust. It was pretty creepy.
Yeah, it was.
Doing that, but yeah, I think those tours are fun. I think
I
they
think
can be a
so.
little scary in that, but that's what makes it fun, though, right?
Yeah, I love ghost tours. I'm ready. Let's go. Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right. Well, I hope you've had fun with us today. A lot of fun things happening over the weekend. You know what the bands are playing. You got the blockbuster movies. You know what to do with your hormones, of course. And then, of course, maybe what to wear with fashion. So we got it all. Friday's always fun.
Want to make
It's a
sure
little
you look
fascinating.
fashionable for those ghosts in Soulard. So
Yeah, exactly. So until then, we got a little Brandy here from the Judgment Tree out there at Sugar Creek Winery. We want to say to you, whether it's a mocktail or cocktail, we hope you have a fabulous weekend. Stay safe and don't take for granted any day that you have any minute. There you go. Cheers.